I mentioned journaling. Do you have what reflective practice do you have reflective practices or what do you think about those? I'm especially thinking of like conversations like with this podcast or with, I like doing those types of things, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a good question. It's such rich territory. I don't know. I have a background both in meditation of various forms and a little bit of shamanic work through a tradition from Africa that I sort of stumbled upon in my 30s. Um, so it's kind of a weird bag of tricks to be pulling from. Um, but yeah, journaling, self-reflective. Um, I've done this book called The Artist's Way a couple of times, and they have a thing morning pages, so you write 3 pages every morning
I
to
have
just
that
kind of
book.
just
It's
kind of
good.
clear.
Yeah.
And it's not even a journaling thing. It's literally just to kind of like clear your mind onto the page, whatever comes through. Like you're not trying to write, you're not trying to be creative, you're not trying to journal, diary your life. It's just blah. If it's any of those things, it's fine, but it's just whatever comes out. And I've gone back through those, and I've been both surprised to see, oh, here it is, me complaining about a thing that I'm still complaining about 20 years later. Because I first one I did was in my late 20s, and I just did one like a couple of years ago. Um, my second round. But then other ones I read and I'm like, wow, this is really good. And I didn't know I had this in me because I was too in my head at the time to recognize and seeing it, removed. Um, by the years, I'm no longer identified as the person who wrote that because it's been 20 years. I'm like, oh, like I have some skill and talent and it needs polishing. And at the time, I really didn't think I did. Um, and that was kind of a catalyst for my newsletter and for getting my ideas out, whatever they are, out into the world. Um, so yeah, writing is definitely one of them. Personally, for me, I've found somatic practices to be really helpful. Um, come by finding ways to come into the body, um, kind of finding the tension in the body, listening to it, working with it.
Mm.
Um, Over time, that kind of merged for me with sort of an internal family systems kind of thing. Not that I've trained much with internal family systems, but the idea of parts work, the different parts of our psyche, the
Mm.
things the desires that come up with us, the blocks, the problems, the anxieties, like all of those kind of speak to us through the medium of the body. And
Mm.
so we can
Mm.
develop that kind of relationship with them where we're not pushing them away, but they're also not the only thing that's going on for us. So it's almost like if you want to take the Plato metaphor, it's like the body becomes the cave, and once we're able to feel the body, then we're able to see the projections a lot more clearly as projections, and
Mm.
then we're able to start wondering like what the fuck's actually going on here.
Mm.
So that the body practices have been really helpful. I first learned those through a Tibetan Buddhist lineage that
Mm.
became problematic in later years. So I don't want to give too much
Mm. Mm.
too much of a spotlight to that. But the
Mm.
basic body practices were really helpful.
Mm.
Um, and then there's some neuroscience stuff. This guy, Dr. Dan Siegel, has come up. He came up with something called interpersonal neurobiology. He has
Mm.
his main book is called Mindsight, and he has a practice called the Wheel of Awareness, where he walks you through different steps. So it's like the body, the emotions, thoughts, maybe desires, and maybe connection. I'd have to double check because I haven't worked through his actual practice of it in a while. But the idea is every experience that comes up that you have, you can see it as like it's on the edge of a wheel, and your awareness is the center of the wheel. It's the sort of axle space in the center of the wheel, and your attention is the spoke between the edge of the wheel and the center of
Mm.
the wheel. And
Mm.
so you're able to have that experience of like, oh, this thing is happening within me. This is happening to me. This
Mm.
isn't me. I'm both the
Mm.
thing and the thing witnessing it.
Mm.
And I think that really is the place where you start to get a little bit of space and a little bit of freedom around stuff.
Mm.
Although there is the danger, I think, of like falling off into, and therefore I don't have to deal with any of this, the spiritual
Yeah.
bypassing route. It's just I'm just space and nothing touches me. I think we should still be touched by things even if we're space.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
A
spiritual
lot.
bypassing. I've never heard that. That seems like a good way. And then maybe you can even start to take an identity like I'm kind of like a Buddha, like nothing bothers me. Like, why are you bothering me? Go away, like I'm holier than thou, etc. So I'm
Yeah,
never unhappy. What are you talking about? That's a crazy. You must be so unenlightened to even ask me that. My God.
yeah.
How
I'm
low
not.
are
I'm not
you?
angry. You're projecting your anger onto me.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I sounded angry to you, but I really was. That's all you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
good. That's so good. Yeah, spiritual bypassing.